Welcome back, Magic Tribe. This is session number 3 in our Priestess Talk series. And we're still talking about being awake and aware. Hopefully, the internet will hold. We've been having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. But so far, I think it's been doing okay. As our companion today, we will be using the Soul Truth deck created by Brianna Hovey, and this is a self-awareness card deck. We've been having a lot of fun with this deck. I like to use it for personal questions and things like that too. So those of you who joined me this morning on this morning's live stream, it went almost an hour, but I went through all 12 signs of the zodiac. I will go back and timestamp that after I'm finished with this live stream. But thank you for joining me and showing up. Today we are talking about replacing existing, which is something that we've all kind of been lurking in the depths of survival mode for quite some time. Replacing that with the art of being, right? Because humans being, we're not humans doing, right? So this is nothing to do with what we do, but what we're being while we do it, right? Because that's a really big difference as far as perspective goes. You know, doing something with a shitty attitude usually ends up meaning you do something and it ends up being a shitty job as well. Whereas if you go into something with a state of excitement or happiness or joy or just even the want to serve, it's totally different perspective. And even just our daily chores, we could go around thinking the same things about doing dishes or laundry or, any of the other myriad adult things that we have to do that suck, right? You go around and be like, this sucks and that sucks and blah, 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 blah. And we'll just run around with this face all day. Do you ever see people like that? It makes you want to just run up and give them a giant hug and tell them that it's all going to be okay, right? And instead, if you approach full heart, it makes the job not quite so bad. And, well, that includes our ability to just be here as humans. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Hopefully it'll go through it. But that's the way, we've kind of been looking at things a little bit from a skewed perspective. And instead, we were kind of taught that life was supposed to give us things and not that we were here to give things to life, right? This is more about being part of the solution rather than part of the problem. And part of doing that means removing our expectations. I think our expectations are what leads to most of the disappointment. We have expectations for ourselves, for life, for our kids, for our spouses, our friends, our family, where if we could just love everybody where they are, things might be a little bit different and you could stop feeling so crappy because you're so disconnected from your own sense of source, which is why you feel bad to begin with. Because you're not looking at all of these things through the eyes of creation. Instead, you're looking at them through the eyes of judgment. And, judge not lest thou be judged, right? What you judge, you become. That is just a natural law. It's a fact, just like the law of attraction. What you're vibrating is what you're going to call into you. If you're having a shitty mood, you're going to call more people to you that are in a shitty mood. Whereas if you go through life with a sense of joy, you may be able to spread just as much joy as you're receiving too, as well, by only focusing on the things that bring you joy. And pretty soon you'll notice that you see a lot less things that don't. Not that they don't exist, well, they don't exist a lot of the time for you. Not that they aren't still there in reality, but they're not in your reality because you no longer are vibrating at a level where you can attract those things. Instead, you're repelling those things because they can't meet you at the level you are at, because you stopped dropping your vibration to make people feel more comfortable with their own low vibration. That's the first thing we need to stop doing as a society, is enabling other people to be at a lower vibration, by just us telling them that, well, it's okay. How many times has somebody done something shitty to you and, then half-ass apologized, and even though you knew that they weren't really sorry, you still told them that it was okay, even though it wasn't, and in that way, we're enabling these things to continue. So if you want to stop those negative things in your environment, stop allowing them. That means leave or speak up and have a voice. And that's where you find your power again, by realizing that you're not subject to someone else. You're only subject to what you choose. And by staying, you're choosing that. I know that's a harsh reality for some people to accept, but you are the 5 people closest to you. Look at those 5 people. Are those 5 people ones that you want to emulate? Or are those 5 people that you're trying to drag up with you in vibration and they're just refusing? It's time to cut off the lead ankle weights, my friends. That means with our friends and family too. If you want to level up, that means that you're going to have to do it as an example, as a leader. And that means that not everybody's going to go too. Also, a reason why it's okay to be upset. I'm not saying that, you need to go through life and, paint kittens and rainbows over all of the dog shit, but you can just not look at the dog shit, right? It doesn't mean it's not there, but you're not trying to fix it because it's not your job to fix it. Ooh, yeah, not your job to fix it, my friends. Everybody has their own personal duty to attend to their own personal soul. So if you're trying to help somebody else fix theirs by not attending to your own, you're actually creating the other person's problem, because you're not practicing what you preach. And in that way, you're creating a discord in the energy vibration. And then you're calling forth that person's lower aspect instead of their higher one. So are you being the example? Or are you just existing? It's an epic question for today. Let's dive into the cards, shall we? And let's see what 3 questions our soul has for us on this day. As always, thank you for your donations. They are all going to help get us from Washington State to Louisiana in just a couple short weeks. All right. Ooh, this is a good place to start. Okay, so our first card says, where can I create more space? So instead of filling yourself up with busy work and things to do, create more space in your schedule, in your home, your mind, your lungs, and in your heart. And take time to just be. Today's soul action says, do a clutter detox of your schedule, home, and innermost self. Make space, and clarity will come. Or, as our favorite saying around here goes, go within or go without. Right? Nice. What's our next question? Ooh. Ooh, this kind of goes along with this morning's collective message, too. Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? So, as you're going through today, ask yourself these questions. In what area am I lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work? Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? Your second soul action today says, what would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking this right now? And take time to play and let go of any need to produce anything except your own personal joy. One more. Oh, this is a good one too. It goes along with that. When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? For me this morning. But when was it for you? Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants. Or you actually did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Because laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest. Make somebody else laugh. Be a source of joy for others. In your own joy of life, you are being the creation you were meant to be. So, are you being the example of what it is you want to see in the world? Or are you being the lesson? It's a good question, right? We seem to be having a lot of technical difficulties today, so I think I'm going to cut this live stream a little bit short. But I think our message is clear. Does your life have more room for pleasure? When was the last time you couldn't stop laughing? And where can you create more space for it in your life? Also, how can you be a source of joy for others and theirs as you're being the example of what living a conscious existence means? Remember, awake means aware, and self-awareness is the key. So go out, be the example of a human being, the love and light you came to be, because you are lifing, God godding, and creation creating. So be good. Be good to yourself. And most of all, keep being good to each other. We're changing the world every day. Congratulations, change agents. Welcome to the magic family. And I love all of you beyond measure. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to hit the little bell button so you get all the notifications, because I'm usually live streaming twice a day, except for Mondays. Those are my magic mom days. Be good, everybody. And know I love you all beyond measure. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow.